It's showtime, folks. Welcome in Chasing Big Joe, 1025, 1063, the game live on this Tuesday in beautiful Key West, Florida, Stock Island, hanging out at Hogfish Bar and Grill. Once again, he's Big Joe. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier on the ones and twos. What's up, Joe?
Oh, it's good. It's beautiful down here. And look, we feel for our brethren back in Nashville, Tennessee. We'll be back tonight, so we will suffer with you tomorrow. Quick apology to all the marine life here in the Keys because of Chase McCabe snoring overnight, which I'm sure startled most of the people and fish down here. Good Lord, man. You're amazing, but when you reverb off the wall, when I made you turn over and like face that way, it got loud. I felt like I was at Starwood at a Motley Crue concert. But you're here though, man. You got to do the breathe right that Jerry Rice used to wear. For football.
I need something. The problem is I'm like congested now, and so it just
own that, man. I love it.
It's not good.
The
it's
best.
Oh, I've enjoyed our time here, but I think I'm ready for my own bed.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we've been gone for quite a while now, like Lewis and Clark.
We've been on an adventure.
Except Lewis and Clark was able to survive. I'm not sure we're able to survive this, but no, we're good. But no, it's
Lewis and Clark didn't have liquor.
That's true.
Or maybe they did. I don't know.
Didn't have a Fat Tuesday on Duval Street. Like, hey, here's another drink.
That's a good idea. Let's go in there.
No, it's beautiful though. We've had a good time down here, and so, but we're connected to the world, but in a way we're not. Because like we miss Dr. Crane, we miss seeing Robbie and Rexo leave the studio. I mean, and then watching Adam and Derek and Willie come in. So it's kind of, you miss the guys.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So it'll be good to be back tomorrow, and we will. And but we're here one more day and going to have some fun. Hal Gill going to join us at 9:30. We'll get. I mean, I feel like it's kind of the same conversation every week. What's going on with the Predators? But that's what we'll be doing.
I gave you a new list of questions today, but I hope you read them. They're like, what's a forecheck? What's this and what's that?
What does Barry Trotz want for Christmas?
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know what Barry Trotz.
A center.
Yeah.
Wins
more than anything else. But it's funny. You walk around here and just show you how dominating football is. Like every TV, Sunday night was in the Bills-Niners game in the snow. Last night, everybody watching the Monday Night Football game. And I pose a question to you, and I'll pose it to our audience. The fun face of the National Football League right now, I know you got Mahomes and Kelsey, yada. I'm telling you, man, Jameis Winston has become a character that we all adore. I know they got beat last night. I know he played this crazy wild game, but I'm hanging on like everything he says and does, and they're a losing team. But I don't mind that, which is crazy, man.
Yeah, no, he's fun to watch. He's entertaining. Like he's always kind of been a good quote. I mean, listen to the stat line: 34 of 58, 497, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks.
Gosh, and 2 of those were pick sixes. That was told.
Yeah. And then Bo Nix, 18 of 35, 294, 1 touch, 2 interceptions.
Well, the Broncos are rolling now, man.
The Broncos are interesting.
Yes, they are.
They're 4-2 at home. That shows you how tough it is to play at Mile High. 8-5 on the year. They are. Who needs to mute? I think you need to mute.
No problem.
They are. Let's see. Where are they in the standings? Are they? They're not leading that division, but
Kansas City is.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they're in a good.
I mean, the Chargers are 9-4. They're 8-5. Chiefs 11-1. Right now, if I said, "Give me your Super Bowl for New Orleans," right now, who do you have? 2 teams.
Probably Detroit and Kansas City.
Oh, you think Chiefs will make it?
No, Detroit, Buffalo.
Yeah,
Detroit, Buffalo. I think, and there's a team I'd be worried about if I was Detroit.
Philadelphia. I'm going
because
now.
They're getting hot at the right time, and I think Buffalo's getting hot at the right time.
I think Buffalo, Philadelphia would be a heck of a Super Bowl. I do want to see Detroit get in. I would see them win because they've never been to a Super Bowl, obviously, because they've never won one because they've never been there. But that would be that'd be fun. Just a team to get there that's never been there before. Like we talked about, seeing Detroit and Cleveland would have been great in the Super Bowl, but Cleveland, 3-9, they're not going to get there this year again.
But the playoffs will be interesting. I mean, especially if you get a scrappy team. Like, is Bo Nix just the big surprise?
Well, I think anytime a rookie can come in and do that, Jaden Daniels, both of them.
Yeah, but like Jaden Daniels was the Heisman Trophy winner. Jaden Daniels was the second overall pick.
Was it Bo Nix second in the Heisman?
He might have been, but like nobody really pegged Bo Nix as being, an NFL, like, oh, he's going to thrive in the NFL. Nobody really thought that.
Well, I didn't think at Auburn, no. I thought, he might spend a few
Oregon.
years, serviceable backup, and then now he's just killing it right there with all that.
So would he have been? He was still at Auburn that one year that Derek Mason was the DC, right?
Yes.
I'd be curious.
21?
I'd be curious of his thoughts on him.
Yeah, that was 21.
Yeah. So I don't know.
But the Oregon running back, you know where he's from?
I don't.
He's from Oakland High School.
Oh.
Jordan James.
Oh yeah. That's right.
So he's doing well for Bo Nix's ex-teammate up there. We love the local guys who shine bright on Saturdays and even brighter on Sundays, which is good.
But yeah, I will say the primetime games, like, I thought Thanksgiving had, obviously some good games. I thought that Sunday night's game was good. Monday night was good. I mean, I'm glad when they can have fun primetime games.
Yeah, man.
Because you asked me, we were walking down Duval, you were like, what's the Monday night game? And I was like, Denver, Cleveland. So we were both kind of like, woof.
All right.
But it turned out to be pretty good.
And you start watching it and you see Jameis Winston doing his thing, and it's like, oh man, this could be a fun game. And it was a fun game last night.
Yeah, and what was a bummer on that last drive with Cleveland, where he threw the pick six, it's like you just needed a field goal. So
yeah,
I don't really know but he was going for it.
He was going for it.
So 497 yards, 4 touchdowns, but 3 picks and get the loss. That's how it went for Jameis Winston. And so, you asked the question, is he the kind of the best thing to watch, the face right now? As we look ahead for the Titans, I think we both agree the quarterback next year is going to be Will Levis.
Yeah.
And I think he's earned that opportunity to at least get another year. But I've also said, look at upgrading the backup. Mason Rudolph's okay, but maybe bring in a little bit of more of an insurance policy. Could Jameis Winston be that insurance policy?
No, there's no way Jameis Winston comes here.
Why do you say that?
One, he probably wants to get a team that's compete for a Super Bowl. First, more importantly, he probably wants to start.
Or he can want to start all he wants.
So there's some team that might take a flyer on him and say, all right, you'll be our quarterback coming in.
So you think he could be Sam Darnold?
Yeah.
He could be next year Sam Darnold.
Yeah, look what he did last night.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing it. And look, we always know with Jameis, you're going to get the high risk, high reward with this guy. He's going to throw interceptions, but he's going to keep on going. So I think some team will take, what if Matthew Stafford says, I'm done after this year? Why not, get a stopgap in Jameis Winston? There's all these places he can go. You could plug him in to do that.
I think there's a great place he could go and be a stopgap starter, the Cleveland Browns, because I mean I know they're stuck with that contract with him with Watson,
right?
But
again, that's an owner who
that
signed
was a dumb
and says play him because
right.
Stefanski's even I'm like blink twice, Kevin, if you want to get out of Cleveland, and
yeah,
he's kind of stuck there. And that
he just got a contract extension too, so he's covered. But I would be interested to know if Titans fans would be interested in Jameis Winston. You say he wouldn't come here, or it's not going to happen, and it probably wouldn't. My guess is what's going to end up happening is you're going to have the same 2 guys.
I get no problem
here
with
next
that.
year.
If Levis is the guy, to let him do that, and I don't mind if Rudolph has to come in for a few plays. He knows the offense. Let him do that. But so far going forward, I mean, it's Will Levis.
615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line. Driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Nate says, with Watson having an Achilles tear, I wouldn't be shocked if Cleveland pays Jameis well to start next season. So that could be what happens next year, is he could just stay put in Cleveland.
Yep, that's right. I mean, that's the premium on these quarterbacks, man.
Yeah, but it shows you just how much, how important, I guess I should say, the backup position truly is in the National Football League right now.
Oh no, there's the quarterback. I mean, there's 17 games. There's not.
Oh, yeah.
They're not surviving that. That's why every time that Bills fans I was telling me, every time Josh Allen takes off running, he holds his breath because it's like if he goes down, the Bills are done. They're going to get that kind of production from your backup quarterback, and it goes on and on across the league. These guys go down, and boom, it's over. You think Aaron Rodgers will be on a new team next year? I think this Jets experiment's been a complete disaster, and I blame the Jets for this, for giving Aaron Rodgers kind of control of what they want to do for this football team.
Oh yeah, that's their own thing.
I mean, he talked about, well, I was done in Green Bay. I knew they didn't want me anymore. Well, whatever, but it's been awful in New York.
There is an interesting piece of news from our pal Mike Organ that we will share with you coming up next. This could be kind of cool
Regarding
if this happens.
Football, basketball,
Football,
okay.
college football. A bid has been put in place.
They're not getting the college football playoff
No,
championship.
not
game.
that. It's a tease. I'll explain.
Okay.
I'll explain
you tried
coming
to
up
give
next.
it away to me right there.
No, because you kept prying. That's what you
my
do.
job.
We're live at Hogfish Bar and Grill in Key West here on Stock Island. It's Chasing Big Joe, 1025, 1063 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel. We're live at Hogfish Bar and Grill on Stock Island in Key West, Florida. Here for today. We'll be back in Nashville tomorrow with Dr. Crane once again.
Yes, we will. If you're looking for something fun to do tonight, free, some of the best songwriters in Nashville, head down to the Omni Nashville Hotel to Bar Lines. It's another series of This Bar Could Talk songs and stories from Bar Lines featuring Jeffrey Steele will be there tonight, starting at 5:30, along with about 6-7 other songwriters. It is a fun event. Bar Lines, Omni Nashville Hotel, starting at 5:30 this evening. It's always fun to go down there and see our friend Todd Rodermill and all the great people at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown. 5:30 free show tonight in Bar Lines.
Very cool. Go check that out. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. So Mike Organ, our buddy, put out on X in the Tennessean that Nashville has put a bid in for 2026 and 2027 for the FCS National Championship to be played at Vanderbilt.
Bring it. I like that. Bring it.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's a champion. Where would 26 be played?
Well, it's either one.
Oh, okay. Not back to back. Okay. Then you
No,
probably get 27. That's another.
Yeah,
thing you
it's
could do at the,
bids for
stadium.
they're bidding for both for
Okay.
2026 and 2027
Okay. Yeah. Now it's being held, I think, in Frisco, Texas.
at the Star.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Well,
I mean that place is awesome. That's where a lot of the high school stuff is
Yeah.
being at.
change it up and come here to Nashville.
Nashville Sports Council President and CEO Scott Ramsey told the Tennessee and his staff made a presentation and submitted a bid to the NCAA FCS committee on November 22nd to host the championship game in 2026 and 2027. Vanderbilt and the Ohio Valley Conference partnered with the Sports Council in putting together the bid, which included proposing both championship games be played at Vanderbilt's newly renovated First Bank Stadium.
Okay. It's going to be nice. That'd be perfect. Come to Nashville, more business, more opportunities, more football in our town. That'd be great. Is there a timetable when they would announce this?
So the 2024 will be at Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas, which holds 20.5 thousand. The game was. Oh, it used to be in Chattanooga.
Long time. Yeah, that's where Western Kentucky won it back in 2002. It did.
I'm reading.
Yeah, that's okay, buddy.
Yeah,
read
I'm
out loud. We like when you read.
Yeah.
It's like story time with Chase.
Oh,
Oh.
the FC. Yeah, it doesn't say.
There's just a bid in for it. I didn't
Yeah.
even think about Vanderbilt, the new stadium. Have you been over there?
Yeah.
To the new stadium and watch a game?
I didn't go this year. No.
No, I haven't
But-
been either.
But yeah, it'd be cool to check out. So this is his column, and then the next thing is Fox 17's Football Frenzy Live nominated for an Emmy, and it's a picture of our friend Jill Jelnick.
Oh,
So
nice.
you're a part of that too.
Oh, okay.
I've made appearances, so we love Football Frenzy Live.
We know Football Frenzy Live.
It's a good spot.
It is.
Yeah.
What else
so
is Mike having his column today? That you can read down?
Cumberland is adding women's flag football.
Okay, that's cool.
Uh,
I like that.
the Shelby Golf Course is reopened following renovations,
Oh, well done. That's right in the backyard, man.
and that's it.
That's all he's got this week. What's
That's
he
all
been
we got.
doing?
He's playing with his cat.
Taking pictures of his cat and write a story a month. There you
Mike,
go.
we love you. Thank you.
We do love you for that. Yeah, more events coming to town. I've got no problem with that. That's
Yeah.
good.
It'd be cool. And look, once that new stadium opens, they're just going to start coming in like no other.
But I mean, we'll get a Super Bowl eventually. We'll get a Final Four. But there's a lot of
WrestleMania.
there's a lot of other cities that are getting domes put up and going to bid for that stuff.
We'll get a college football national championship.
Think so?
I think so.
I'm sure that you will at one point, but it'll be a while. I mean, that's the whole point of all this.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you don't want to do it all in like the first 5 years, but
If you could put the Super Bowl in one city for perpetuity, what city would you put it in?
New Orleans.
Absolutely. You wasted no time on that.
Without question.
Yeah, there's no.
I just feel like that's like you think Super Bowl, you think New Orleans or like Miami,
Yeah.
South Florida.
I just don't like because the stadium is so far out. I mean, that stadium in Miami is so far from South Beach. It's a good, probably during traffic, hour and a half, maybe. At least you can walk a few blocks at the Superdome and be on Bourbon Street in no time. And
Yeah.
there's the parties and everything that goes on.
Yeah, it just kind of feels right.
Yep.
But I like that they move it around.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
no,
mean,
they'll
it's-
never keep it in one place.
Yeah.
And do that. I remember, was it 12 years ago?
It's
they
in New
had
Orleans this year, isn't
It,
it?
it is, and then
Yeah.
Miami next year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure after that.
They just announced. I think it's going back to Atlanta.
Oh, that is fine. It's a nice dome. Don't do the Levi Stadium anymore. I don't think I've heard that's just not a fun place for atmosphere wise to watch a game.
Yeah, so it's set through 2028. New Orleans this year. You're wrong. 2026 is San Francisco.
Is it?
Yeah,
Then when's Miami?
I don't think it's on here. 2027's back to SoFi. 2028's Atlanta.
Oh wow. Okay.
This is according to Fox Sports.
Where was it last year? Vegas? Was it Vegas last year?
I think so. I don't remember.
Phoenix the year before that.
Yeah, I feel like it's been stuck on the West Coast for a while.
I mean, because that was the whole Taylor Swift's got to fly her plane from
Yeah.
Tokyo to Vegas. Was that have they been dating?
Yeah, I think it was Vegas.
Okay.
It was yes, it was Vegas.
I thought Miami was on that. Maybe Miami's on the college football thing for next year.
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Miami will in that current stadium. I don't know if they'll get it again. 2020 was the last time they had it.
That was the one that Titans should have been there if they'd have beaten the Chiefs.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, that's why, New Orleans is perfect for all that. Where's the college football playoff championship this year? You should know
That's
this
in Atlanta.
Okay. I don't like that game when it's in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It just didn't. I don't know.
But I mean, they're gonna bounce all over.
Last year was Houston, Michigan, and
Yeah.
Washington.
Yeah.
Well, it happens.
It's gonna bounce all over. One texter says 2087 when we were talking about Will Levis. Are you saying Levis will start here again because you want the Titans to tank and give them a chance for a better quarterback from the draft after next season? Because that will be the result. I'm tired of mediocre for this team.
Well, we all
I'm
are.
not, sure, we all are, but I'm not going to put everything at this point on Levis. I mean, it's very, very clear that this team has a lot of glaring holes that they have got to fill, and they haven't done it. I mean, they've tried to piecemeal some things together, but they don't have an offensive line. We think they got a left tackle. The center's hurt. The left guard has been very disappointing. And then, Radens has been okay at right guard. It hasn't been great. And they don't have a right tackle.
Yep. I mean, on and on. I mean, it's just something we pound the drum every single time and do all that. Look, you're going to bring in the top quarterback. You bring Shedeur Sanders in.
Yeah, I don't want any, I don't think any of these quarterbacks in this draft are going to be better than what you have right now.
You think Jalen Milroe is better than Will Levis? There's not a quarterback in this draft I think is better than Will Levis. There's not.
I agree. And my thing is, go ahead and build around the quarterback, and then you can truly decide, hey, he is it or he is not it. Like, I want to see what he looks like behind a good offensive line.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Again, I think I know. I mean, I don't think he's the franchise guy, but give the kid a legitimate chance. Like, he's been running for his life all year.
Yeah. And again, I think it's funny because we've talked about nobody cares about your offensive line until it's terrible. Then it's like, how did it get so bad? Well, I mean, you didn't care about it fan-wise. You didn't care about it. Now when you can't go back and throw a pass and have a 7-step drop, then you realize, oh, my God, we actually do need offensive line. I mean, these great teams all surround their great players with a solid offensive line. All of them do.
You are 7138. You are crazy. Jameis Winston sucks, and not everyone is entertained by his idiocy.
That's fine. If we all agreed on the same thing, what a boring world this would be. I think he's great. I think he's found passion in football. I think he makes it exciting. Yeah, we could laugh at him and laugh with him, but I find it amusing. And you know what? Did you see what happened after the Saints game when the Browns played the Saints? Almost every player of the Saints went up to him after the game.
Yeah.
And just hugged him and kissed his neck and everything. And you don't get that by being a jerk. So whether you like him or not, I don't care. But he's not going to be the Titans, but it's fun watching him have this little run now for this team that's not very good and him making the most out of it.
5724 says, if I was a new coach, I would have hired a proven defensive coordinator so you wouldn't have to worry about that side of the ball. I do think it's going to be interesting to see a lot of people thought that Colt Anderson was going to get fired yesterday. He's not going to fire him in the season.
No.
He's just not. He's dug in on that, and that's his prerogative. And whatever. But I am curious of what staff number 2 is going to look like as opposed to staff number 1 under Brian Callahan.
Denard Wilson didn't miss the tackles.
No,
he didn't complain about being cold. I think he had a decent game plan. Guys didn't execute it. You would tell me after 1 week in Houston, he just got stupid. You realize what he was doing. I think Denard. We had Fisher on the show, and I've talked to Dave McGinnis about. They love Denard Wilson. They think he's a great, great coach, and that was not on the air talk. That was off the scenes talking about that stuff. So he's not the problem. You got to, a coach is only good as his players, and they not have really good players right now. I got no problem with Denard Wilson.
Yeah, Matt says the O-line is going to get Levis Marioted.
Good. That 2015 game that the Dolphins came and played the Titans, when there was no offensive line, and Olivier, not Lawrence Olivier, I forget his name, that ended up going to the Jets, the Giant big contract defensive end. I mean, he almost killed Mariota in the pocket. Yeah. It was awful. It was so bad.
Coming up next, we shift gears to the ice and talk to Hal Gill. We'll get his thoughts on everything going on with the Predators and what's next. What's going to fix this thing? Who knows? We'll do that coming up next.
Also, shout out to our good friends at Ocean's Edge Key West. The resort down here is amazing. 175 rooms, 6 saltwater pools. I mean, it is perfection. You got free kayaking, yoga, paddleboarding. You get the shuttles down to Key West and back. We had trivia night last night. Chase and I won trivia night. A couple of Tennessee rednecks knocked off some Florida folks. We won the trivia night. But that's all part of the fun you have at Ocean's Edge Key West. And I say, look, if you want to take an amazing vacation but don't have your passport, or if you do, Ocean's Edge Key West is for you. You can check it online, oceansedgekeywest.com.
We'll be back with Hal Gill, 102.5, 106.3, The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game, live today at Hogfish Bar and Grill down in Key West on Stock Island. We'll be back in Nashville tomorrow where it's a lot colder. Predators will be back in action tomorrow as they continue a road trip. They'll be in Toronto to take on the Maple Leafs. Talk more about that. Let's say hello to Hal Gill, Predators analyst for both radio and TV. Skillsy, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm glad you guys are enjoying some heat because it is a little chilly around here.
That is what I hear. Not looking forward to walking off the plane and feeling that, but such is life. That's how it goes. So can we just make an agreement and you call whoever you need to call that the can it not be a 3-2 overtime loss by the Predators tomorrow night in Toronto? Can we get a regulation win?
Maybe mix it up a little bit and get an overtime win or just a regular win would be great. Yeah, you know what the good part is? The good part about it is that we're in the fight. You know, there's compete in this team. They're giving everything they got. They're battling. The scoring hasn't been there. The 5-on-5, you know, they know they have problems, but they're in the fight, which is, you know, more than I can say for the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and you know, I guess you can take, you know, a little bit of like, okay, you got 3 points out of the last 3 games. Obviously, that helps you, but does it create an extra layer of frustration in the locker room of knowing that it's like, man, we're right there, but we can't quite finish?
Yeah, I think for sure, and you can see it on their faces after, you know, the last 3 overtime losses. They're just, it's discouraging, and I've been there where you. There's nothing worse than deserving better. If you get beat, you get beat. You know, like you play a good team and you lose. That's rough, you know. But when you feel like you played a good game and you did all the right things and you don't get rewarded for it, that is super frustrating. And so I feel for these guys because, you know, there's been some games. The last 10 games, they've left maybe 4 to 6 on the table that they probably deserved more. It just hasn't happened. So the level of frustration is growing by every overtime loss.
We're talking to Hal Gill here on the Chasing Big Joe show. Hal, I saw a tweet the other day, and a few days ago, I forget who it's from. It said, according to Barry Trotz, the Nashville Predators were open for business. I don't believe that, but what does that mean if it is true, open for business?
Well, I can tell you that, I have friends that I played with that are GMs now, and friends that are coaches and are around with the brass, and just talking to them, you know, picking their brain, how are things, and they're like, it's great, but what people don't see is that for every deal that gets done, there's 10 to 12, maybe 15 to 20 other deals that are full work, same amount of work that goes into making a deal, but it's and so, you know, Barry Trotz might be open for business. He's not going to make just a move for the sake of making a move. Everyone wants to win in a negotiation, and so you go through all these negotiations, and the ones we see are the ones that work out, but there's countless other ones that don't work out. And let's be honest, if Barry Trotz isn't trying to make his team better after the start of the season, you'd be pretty upset with Barry Trotz. Wait, you're not looking at options? You're just going to accept this? I think he's going out there trying to make moves, and he's not going to just make a move for the sake of making a move. I think he's got to look at options and try to prep for the next move, and I think that's just part of his job. But I'd be upset if he wasn't trying.
Oh, I totally agree. You know, and the team is at 7, 12, and 6. I mean, what happens if they, you know, in these next 10 games, they turn it around and go 8, 1, and 1? I mean, it's so, again, I'm not of the mindset of like, just let everybody go and it's over with, because we saw last year in February, they went on that nice hot streak. So anything can happen. It just, I think, you know, we need to see it in probably pretty soon, but I would not give up on this team yet.
No, I don't think you give up on – you certainly don't give up on the players. You don't give up on the coaches. You don't give up on the team. but you also have to be realistic and say, hey, this isn't good enough. How do we change it, and what do we need to change? And it goes the same way if you came out on a hot streak and you look at the Winnipeg Jets. Do they decide that because they had the best start in league history, do they just load up and we're the best team ever? Well, no. I think you look at that as we've had confidence, we've had wins. They probably, through that streak that they started off on, they probably had a bunch of games that they probably shouldn't have won, but because they had the swagger of winning, they went out and won. And so they don't load up in the same way. I don't think that it makes sense for the Preds to go out and load up on a team that it had a bad start. You don't blow it up because it's a bad start. You don't load up because you had a great start. And so I think you have to have a little bit of temperance just to kind of deep breath and look at your options and try to figure out what the best move is moving forward.
We're talking to Hal Gill, Predators analyst here on the Chasing Big Joe show. So what's kind of your thought as we've seen some young guys worked into the lineup? Obviously, Barry Trotz made a few trades and some guys are gone. And I quite frankly thought they kind of needed some fresh starts. And so now we're seeing some of the youngsters come in and get mixed with the veterans. What can that do to spark things?
Well, I think you're getting there's two levels. I think there's, first of all, you're bringing in new young blood that isn't in the system. I look at Fedor Svechkov as a guy that, okay, like coming in, he's got to learn the system. He's got to learn everything, but he's just bringing his game, and all he knows to do is what he does. And he's going to come out and do that. You look at the goal he scored the other night, his first NHL goal was a beauty. And it was because he drove the net, backed off, saw the spacing, all the things that, and then had a great finish on it, a great one-timer. But all those things that's just what he does. And so he's coming over and jumping on the ice going, all right, I'm going to show you what I can do. And I think that's exciting for him. That's exciting for the guys that are around him that are seeing that. But it's also, I think as a veteran, you look at that and go, all right, this kid's just doing his thing. What I just got to play my game. I got to do my thing. And you feed off that excitement. You look at Willsby and Blankenberg, they're jumping over the boards, playing their game. And the defenseman next to him is going, all right, it's not as complicated as I'm making it right now. Sometimes you get in your own head and you try to overthink things. I think you got to have that balance of, all right, I know what I do and I have to go out and do it. I have to do it within the structure of the team, but I also have to go and just play my game. And I think with these young guys, you're seeing that. It's kind of fun to watch them go out there and just do their thing.
Yeah, 100%. And they make the move and get another goalie in here. And how do you say his last name? I haven't quite learned this yet. But
I'm going. I think Chris Mason told me it's like that. You just say it like that.
We'll go with that. But Hal, it's worked out with Finnish goaltenders in this organization. So why not add another one?
No, it's tough to see Wedgwood leave. It's kind of an unfair. Sometimes the NHL can be unfair. Like he didn't really get much of a chance, but he's going to a good team, and Preds are getting a younger goalie back at a lower cap and cap hit, and so I think it's kind of a good move for everyone, and this kid's got some size. He's Finn, so he can speak Jussi's language and learn from Saros, and I think it's going to be hopefully a good mix.
Hal, before we let you go, we always like to hit the positivity on this. How good can this hockey team be if they all come together as one? I know that's kind of like well, whatever, but I mean, how good can they? You see them every single day. How good can they be?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I every time you go through a losing streak or you're around a losing team, you look at it. Is it the system? Is it the players? Is it and the answer is it's whatever they decide they are. And I think that's what we have to look at is it doesn't matter what system you do. There's so many systems throughout NHL history that have worked. but everyone's got to be on the same page. And that's what makes a system work. That's what makes a team work. And so that buy-in, I think, is there. I think they know, the veterans know that if they put it together, they can go on a run. Maybe not 18 in a row, but they can start with one. And I think that's what the team is looking for. They need to do it together, though. And that's the one common factor, is you need to have everyone on the same page. And I think that's what they're trying to find. And I know we've been saying it all year, and I'm optimistic that it will come, but it can be like a light switch sometimes and we saw it, the doom and gloom, and the U2 tour, the concert was canceled, and then they go on a heater, and it's right around the corner, and they just have to keep believing in it and see it. And I think once that does happen, there's a lot of parts of this team that I still really like. And so they just got to put it together. But it can be right there. A lot of those guys know that. You don't rely on that. You still have to work for it. And I think that's the challenge, is staying with it and working for it. But it can be right there for them. And so I'm excited every time I see him take the ice, because I'm like, okay, this could be it. And I think that's the fun part about sports in general, is you never know when someone could go on a run and make history and do something special.
Good stuff as always, Hal. Enjoy Toronto and the road trip, and we will talk to you next week.
You know I will, guys. You know I will.
You'll find the good spots, that's for sure.
And I know you will too. Enjoy yourselves down there.
Absolutely.
Cheers,
that is Hal Gill joining us here on the program. And remember, tomorrow is your chance to participate in Preds Pick to Click. If you correctly guess a Preds player that scores a goal in the Preds game tomorrow night, you'll win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Preds home game. You can participate with Robbie and Rexroad tomorrow morning at 8:45. Coming up next, you have a question.
Yeah, and I want to hear from the Tennessee fans. And you get this on the text line, 615-737-1025. A lot of speculation. If Tennessee hosts a home college football playoff game, who do you want to see come to Neyland? And by that, I mean that you'll go out and buy tickets and make a trip to Knoxville if you haven't been there in several years. What team would you love to see come into Neyland Stadium? I got my thoughts. Want to hear from you next.
We'll discuss that next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Jason Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game here on this Tuesday, live at Hogfish Bar and Grill on Stock Island in Key West, Florida. Been nice enough to have us here today.
Amen. Perfect. Everything.
It's been awesome.
It has.
Yeah, it's been a good time.
A lot of Nashville connections with Hogfish Bar and Grill too, as well. Our good friend Mac McAnally was here.
That's right. He was, of course, with the Coral Reefer Band with the late great Jimmy Buffett for a very, very long time.
Yes, sir.
You have a question that you want to throw out there to the Tennessee fans.
Yeah. So, with the college football talk heating up, and there going to be all kinds of speculations the next 5 days before it's revealed on Sunday. But who would you like to see come to Neyland? And before I was like, bring Indiana. But I don't want Indiana now. I don't want Indiana to come there. I'd love to see, it won't happen the first round, but maybe it'll happen. I'd love to see Notre Dame come to Neyland. I know the win at South Bend in 91, but I'm still mad about the 1990 loss in Neyland Stadium. And so I hold a grudge for 34 years. I'd like to see Notre Dame come rolling in there. Just why not? Just see the Irish come back in there, big game. But I think Tennessee's got to win their first game to get to that point. And hopefully they'll do. And the Cards will follow their way, and they can get in and see Notre Dame come to Neyland. I would love to see Notre Dame roll into Neyland in late December. What says you, Dr. Crane?
Oh, give me the Hoosiers all day, every day. I said this last week. Tennessee fans are going to be mad that I said this, but I still think Indiana would not beat the brakes off of Tennessee, but give them a really good game.
Okay. That might happen, buddy.
I hope so. And if it does and Indiana ends up winning, I will gladly sit here with a smile on my face and continue to produce shows.
There you go.
Going to kill them with
Chase,
kindness.
are you?
I'm going to be different.
Okay.
Because Notre Dame's a good answer. But I'm going to be different. Give me the U.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Give me the U. Give me Miami. I think that could be a fun matchup. I don't know if Miami's going to get in now, but if they do, then I think that could be a fun one.
Do you think Miami wants to play in that cold?
No.
That's the thing. They've notoriously.
No, and here's what I think is going to happen. Miami's still going to be mad at themselves for squandering, a first round bye.
Yeah.
That who knows if their head's going to truly be in the game.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen because now they got to go on the road with all that. But I'm just curious what people thought who'd like to see because this will be the biggest game ever inside Neyland Stadium. It's going to be.
Let's see a few texts here. Patrick, as a Syracuse fan now living in Tennessee, I cannot stand Notre Dame and would love to see them play in Knoxville.
Thank you, Patrick.
Tommy says it won't happen because there's a first round bye, but I'd love to play Boise State to see Marty Jannetty, see Genty against the best D in the SEC, all because Sampson got snubbed as a Doak Walker finalist, but give us Notre Dame at Neyland.
Oh, I love the bitterness and snarkiness. I love that text.
Good. Let's see. Is this Jenna?
How is she doing? Who does she want to see play?
Bring Boise State there. They can see some real football.
Yeah, they can. That's right. I would like, but what if he comes there and he runs for like 280? Then we'll all like, we all shut our mouth.
Drew is being this guy. Notre Dame will be ranked higher. So how would that happen, Joe?
I don't know, but there's things happen all the time in football.
Drew, if you listen to this show long enough, you will know we love hypotheticals.
We love hypotheticals.
So just imagine with us.
Hypotheticals drive sports talk stations across the universe.
Exactly.
How are they going to be? I mean, why are they fifth? How are they?
I mean, I think that is how it's going to shake out.
How are they relegated to be number 5?
I don't know.
Well, it did beat A&M.
I'm not on the committee.
You need to be.
They beat SC, right?
So?
I mean, somebody asked earlier. Let me go back. It was on our Twitter account. Bob said, is UT's best win Vanderbilt this season? I'd say Bama.
Oh, Bama by far.
I would still say Bama.
And I think the Florida win.
Yeah, Florida.
And now you look, Oklahoma beats Bama. I know Oklahoma got boat raced by LSU, but just that Arkansas loss hurts in so many ways. But the committee kind of contradicted themselves when they gave Texas a quality win over Arkansas. So wouldn't that be, and I hate the quality loss because a loss is a loss, but in that vein, would that not be a little bit different if you give one team a reward for doing that and Tennessee loses to the Arkansas? So I don't know, man.
There are times that like we go through these discussions and I like how it is because it creates good discussion points. But there are times where I'm like, you know what, just go by record and just put the best teams in.
They tried that.
Right, I know. And people still complain.
You got it. They're all going to complain.
Yeah.
They're all going to complain. But I don't think we'd be paying this much attention to college. We would be paying attention, but this much attention for people outside who normally follow college football because of what's going on now with the chaos. Everybody's talking about it.
Well, look, and it's about to be next Monday is going to be even more chaotic because the portal's going to open and, players are already declaring that they're going to leave and, or go to the draft or what have you. And so it's going to be really entertaining in multiple ways, for watching the portal.
And don't forget what tomorrow is. Tomorrow's signing day.
Oh, yeah, that too.
So you've got a team, I don't know, who's the team playing, say, I don't know, Georgia playing in the SEC championship. I know Georgia's got 8,000 staff members, but still, they got to worry about part of Wednesday, getting things in there, and then have their team set up for the portal. Now, if you're knocked out of this right now, like a Vanderbilt, they can focus 100% on signing day tomorrow and on the portal on Monday. You can do all that stuff there. So I don't like signing day where it is. I hate it. I wish it was still, I know it's still back on the first Wednesday in February. There should only be
early signing.
Yeah, there should only be one.
Yeah.
But they're not going to listen to me.
Sean and Dixon, I like his attitude. Bring on Ohio State, baby. Let's beat one of the best teams right off the bat, GBO.
If that happens, they'd leave Ryan Day in Knoxville.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be working at Double Dogs.
Yeah. he'll be out. That is for sure. We'll continue this discussion and much more in hour number 2, 615-737-1025. Live at the Hogfish Bar and Grill in Key West on Stock Island. Chasing Big Joe, 1025, 1063, the game. Hour number 2, Chase and Big Joe, 1025, 1063 the game on this Tuesday, live at the Hogfish Bar and Grill in Key West on Stock Island. He's Big Joe. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier back in Nashville, but along for the ride as well. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your day. So something we haven't gotten into yet, the NFL announced this morning that linebacker for the Texans, Azeez Al-Shire, will be suspended for 3 games following his hit on Trevor Lawrence. You heard it there in the update from Nick. I kind of felt like something was coming. You know, I've kind of seen a mixed reaction on Twitter. A couple of people saying 1 probably was enough. I think 3 is a perfect number. And what he should have gotten, you know, hit him where it hurts in the pocketbook. And, you know, hopefully he'll learn.
Well, you know, the point of this is to send a message across the league. I mean, no, you want to be suspended, and he should. I think 4 games would have been good. But you want to send this across the league, like, if I do this again, I'm going to lose my paycheck, which we know that's most of the guys play for anyway, and get suspended and hurt your team. So maybe this will stop the next bad injury for somebody going after the head. And don't come at us with the old, well, he slid late. You knew he did not have to hit him in the head. There's ways to launch yourself over him, go to the side, and do all that. And the referees will kind of give you the benefit of the doubt. And they have done that. But when you go at his helmet like that play did, I mean, that guy's a complete idiot. And I'm glad he's suspended.
Hang on, is this right? It sure is. So the NFL sends a letter or whatever. You know who sent it to Azeez Al-Shire?
Vrabel.
John Runyon.
Yeah, he's the
I
direct.
forgot he was he's the vice president of policy and rules administration. He announced the suspension on Tuesday, adding in a letter to Al-Shire that the league deemed the hit unacceptable and that his continued disregard for rules governing player safety will not be tolerated.
Love it. Yeah, I love it.
So, I mean, I think 3 is – yeah, I would have taken 4 as well, but I think a 3-game suspension sends a very, very loud message. And, you know, what's interesting is what we've seen in the past is guys like this, you know, that are not what I call your star player, but good role players. Too much of this, it runs them out of the league.
No,
like
it does.
I think he's on a 1-year deal with Houston. So I mean, or you know, has this incident, and he's been a big, you know, contributor for Houston. John McClain, and we'll talk to him tomorrow. You know, tweeted out earlier that this is a big blow for the Texans defense. You know, but at the same time, it was a dumb play.
It was.
And he deserved the punishment.
What was it, Vontez Burfict?
Vontez Burfict, yeah.
I mean, the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, and who else got suspended this year for 4 games? For the guy for the Broncos, one of their DBs.
Oh yeah.
Repeatedly said, "Stop doing this."
Yeah.
And they kept doing it. So you got to drop the hammer down because a lot of these guys think they're untouchables. Take their paycheck away from them, they realize how untouchable they're not.
Can I, just because of this discussion, add something to it? You know, and I'm not saying Trevor Lawrence did not do this, so don't take it this way. I'm just, you know, as we talk about player safety, one thing I would like to see more of is more discipline for most of the time it's offensive players that purposely lower their head. Like, how many times do you see a running back, you know, that he'll lower his head, not to hit, but to take the hit?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, that's just as dangerous, you know, and sometimes the defensive player gets, you know, popped for something that really wasn't he wasn't leading with his head, and then the back or, you know, the receiver, whoever, lowers their head, and then it's helmet to helmet, and they get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's usually the offensive guy gets the benefit of the doubt because he's trying to protect himself,
right,
and that goes on. But that
but you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Like, you see that a lot.
Oh yeah, with they lower the helmets, but I mean they get the benefit of the doubt almost every single time, and you won't. Very rarely do you see like Earl Campbell in that Monday night game when he ran over the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
He hit that guy with his helmet straight in the chest.
Right.
I mean, so that's a iconic football run that we all remember. I mean, I was watching that game live. Should in today's game, should he be penalized for that?
I mean, Probably
Yeah, I mean, it's, he
under the today's rules. Yeah, probably.
went straight at him. I mean, there's all kind of things that have changed now. To go back and look at what happened back then would have been like, oh yeah, that guy and this play and that play and that Earl Campbell play, 6 strong with me. And all the kind of the vicious hitters throughout the league back in the Jack Tatums,
Oh yeah,
guys
Jack
like that.
Jack Tatum would not have been able to play in today's
He'd
NFL.
be in prison. They'd find a way to get him in prison somehow for what he did.
Yeah.
Dirty, dirty player. And you don't have to be. You don't have to be that dirty.
No. 615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. If you want to weigh in, Azeez Al-Shaair, Texans linebacker, suspended 3 games for his hit on Jags quarterback Trevor Lawrence, in which Lawrence received a concussion and it was out for the rest of the game. Obviously, Al-Shaair was ejected, but the NFL coming down pretty strong on him. So you can weigh in 615-737-1025. David wants to weigh in on Azeez Al-Shaair in the hit. David, what's up?
Hey, good morning. Quick comment here is when you have players that have repeat offenses, which is what's happened here, I think the punishment should fit the crime. I mean, what happens if Trevor's out for like the rest of the season? Then, maybe the player who committed the penalty should also be out for the rest of the season. So that's my quick comment. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Thanks, David. Well, you brought that up yesterday, Joe.
Yep. He should be out as long as Trevor Lawrence is out. And if not, there should be a minimum 3 games. I'll take that. But if Lawrence is out 6 games, you should be out 6 games. Do you know if I'm going to knock your block off and thinking because you can think quickly in your head, like if I do this, I might be suspended and I might miss all my money and all that stuff. Absolutely. They should do that. There should be a minimum and there should be a maximum.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. 3946 says, what about the quarterback fake sliding to pick up more yards? That doesn't help.
He should be penalized.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Minimum.
I mean, look, that's what I'm saying, that I think, the defensive player is going to get it the hardest because they're the ones delivering the hits. But I do think that the offensive players try to play that to their advantage sometimes, and they should be disciplined for that as well.
Oh, no doubt, all day long.
And it's hard to police. It's hard to do that. But
well, Kenny Pickett did in the ACC championship game. Remember he did that?
Yeah.
And then they stopped me, took off and ran another 30 yards.
Oh, yeah.
That should be, you should know. If you are going to show that, you're down right there. There's ways to do that and then stop it.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen anymore.
Nate says, wouldn't be surprised if it got reduced to 2 games after an appeal. I probably wouldn't be surprised by that either, but I don't know. When it comes to player safety, the NFL doesn't show much wiggle room. Now I know it's, an independent arbiter that will hear the appeal and all that stuff, but I almost, and I don't think he'll do it because he's not this type. It's almost one of those things where I would just kind of take my punishment, not even appeal.
No, because if he can get his paycheck back,
he will
do that.
He will, but I mean, it's just you're not gonna win in the eyes of the public for the most part.
I'm trying to go down and look at the longest NFL suspensions for on-field things that have happened, and like Art Schleister's banned for life for gambling.
Yeah,
Vic got banned 2 years for dogfighting. Plaxico Burress got banned for 2 years, but I'm not seeing any like
for when he shot himself.
Yeah, I'm not
2 years.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any like on the field things that go on. A lot of substance abuse that are happening, which gets the guys, but Dale Carter was banned for a year and a half for substance abuse, which is terrible. But I'm trying to think other stuff on here, which I don't see. Dante Stallworth got a year suspension for manslaughter. I mean, but nothing on the field that goes on as far as I'm going down on this list. I don't want to waste your time on that.
I guess he has already appealed, so we'll see.
Yeah.
See if it gets reduced. Real quick, because I saw this. I got this text earlier. And now, of course, Wes and Hermitage. How do you feel about the Simpsons Monday Night Football game next week? So they've been advertising this. It's going to be on Disney Plus, I guess, for Monday night. I'm excited about it, but one thing that I'm kind of worried about and don't want, they're advertising it with Homer and Bart in 3D.
Yeah,
it's a cartoon show.
It is.
Have the cartoons.
It looks weird.
Yeah. So, I mean, it looks like that episode where Homer gets transformed into 3D, which is actually funny. The Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about it. It'll be fun. You know,
Yeah, but you're
Homer's
making your
dream
point.
has been to own the Dallas Cowboys, and look, quite frankly, I think Homer would do a better job than Jerry Jones right now.
Is that his dream?
It's one of them.
Is that on an episode that I missed?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
the Hank Scorpio episode where he goes.
How did I miss that?
Because that's at the end when he gets the letter. He's like, Hank, thank you for, or he's like, Homer, thank you for everything you did. I hope this helps get you closer to your dream. It's not the Dallas Cowboys, but I hope it'll do. And he looks up and goes, oh, the Denver Broncos. They're practicing on the front lawn.
Oh, yes. How did I miss that one?
Oh yeah, that's a class. But you remember, because he buys Tom Landry's hat.
That's right. Yeah.
He's wearing Landry's hat. But yeah, he's the cat. It's the Cowboys. He
What
loves-
Monday night game is that they're going to do that on?
It's the Cowboys and Bengals.
Cowboys and Bengals.
So it's Homer versus Bart. Homer and the Cowboys versus Bart and the Bengals.
Is Bart a Bengals fan?
I guess.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see it on Monday night then.
Yes, for sure. 615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line. Skylar says Trevor Lawrence. Oh, never mind. Or wait, what is this? Trevor Lawrence pulled a Brucey off the longest yard. I've got a bird, and his name is Ronnie.
I don't know.
I don't get it.
No, he got blasted.
Yeah,
he
didn't pull
blasted.
anything.
Yes.
He got blasted. That is for sure. I have more coming. Chasing Big Joe live from Hogfish Bar and Grill on Stock Island in Key West. 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Hey, this week's Nashville's best deal is from Tito's Mexican Restaurant, known for its vibrant flavors and festive atmosphere. They bring the heart of Mexico to Middle Tennessee. Enjoy mouth-watering tacos, sizzling fajitas, and delicious enchiladas, all served with a side of authentic Mexican flair. It is Taco Tuesday. Get half off a $25 gift card now while supplies last at thegamenashville.com/deals. Chasing Big Joe live today at Hogfish Bar and Grill in Key West on Stock Island, and having a great time.
We are, and shout out to the great place that we got to spend the last 2 nights, Ocean's Edge, Key West. 175 rooms, 6 saltwater pools that we took advantage of yesterday. Free kayaking, yoga, paddle boarding. I mean, it's perfect. Shuttles run hourly to downtown Key West. So much to do. You don't have to leave the property there if you don't want to. As we've been saying, we don't want to take, when you want to take an amazing vacation, but don't have a passport, or even if you do, Ocean's Edge Key West is for you. And I'm telling you, oceansedgekeywest.com. The views outside our hotel room are just immaculate and beautiful. So thanks to the staff and everybody there at Ocean's Edge Key West. And we won trivia yesterday. Chaser and I took down other people here in Florida and won the trivia con. Don't mess with us, man.
No, we're good. We're a tough duo.
You were an excellent expert on chocolate. You ruled that category. We got 10. There were 5 categories, and one of them was chocolate. We went 10 for 10.
I tried.
And you nailed it. You got like 8 of those correct. Although I'm still mad at you about Nathan's and Oscar Mayer.
I know.
That's right there.
It's okay.
But you carried us, man. You were the Eddie George yesterday for us.
Just keep feeding me the ball.
Yeah, man. You were. Handing off to you. You're rolling yesterday.
I feel like every time we bring up Will Levis, he has become a polarizing topic on any show, basically.
Yeah.
And you look at how he's played the last 4 games. I know Brian Callahan was asked about that yesterday, of kind of what he's seen since he's come back from the injury. He certainly has looked a lot better. He's looked like he's still making, will make some mistakes, and there's still some decisions where you're like, what are you doing? But overall, I think he's looked a lot better and a lot more comfortable as a starting quarterback. And so, the question is, have you seen enough out of him to feel confident in saying he's the guy moving forward, at least for next year? And I find it fascinating just how split people still are on that subject.
Well, and plus he's playing behind just a porous offensive line. And that's the thing. You don't want to get Will Levis burnout.
Yeah.
When you bring him up every day, like, is he the guy or not? You got to have substance and some context to go along with it. And my thing is, let him ride out the rest of the year.
Yeah.
There's no decisions to be made now. Say he plays against Jacksonville and Cincinnati and Houston, and just ride out the rest of the year and see what he can do when maybe he gets some protection back there, and see how he can do when you have nothing to play for him. They're not playing in the playoffs. Now it's pride in winning games. I got no problem with him, because you're going to show me a quarterback in coming out of the draft who's better than him right now. Then you reset your franchise 2 years. You're not going to find a Jaden Daniels who's come in. Jaden Daniels is surrounded by really, really good players and a hell of a coaching staff. So let Will Levis ride out these remaining, 5 games and see what they could do.
What I would love to see is next year him behind a good offensive line. Doesn't have to be the best O-line in the league, but a good offensive line. You get the right side figured out. Maybe things click for Skoronski, or maybe you replace Skoronski. I don't know. But you get a good offensive line. I know that Chig Okonkwo has played better the last couple games, but to me, he's not a starting tight end in this league. Go find him a starting tight end, and I think that might be something you address in free agency. Find a starting tight end, draft a receiver in the first 3 rounds.
Okay.
Go get him a receiver there, and then if you want to bring NWI back, I totally support that. Ridley's starting to come along. They're starting to build some chemistry, but get him some more receiver depth and help.
If you bring NWI back, don't go draft a receiver in the first 3.
NWI is not a true second receiver, and you know that.
Prove me with the stats wrong.
I understand he's got the stats right now, but he's in a contract year, and you know how this works.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, don't overpay him.
No.
Like
Look, if he can hit the open market and go get receiver 2 money, then go ahead, but don't pay him that. Here.
overpaid for Ridley so much.
Sure.
But you can't do anything about that now.
Sure. But, get him a solid receiving core, a tight end, and then, the offensive line has to be the priority.
You think Skoronski will get it? You think, or have we seen too much in 2 years?
I think
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
50-50. There was not a confirmed yes or no.
here's the thing. Here's the thing with him. I'm not going to go as far as Jared with he's got fat feet, but he does have big feet, and they don't move very fast.
You know what they say about big feet?
Dr. Crane?
I'm here. Sorry. Go ahead, gentlemen.
No, we're good. It's all
No,
good.
nothing. I think I just don't think he moves fast, and I don't think you fix that.
Keep him at guard. Don't move him to tackle.
Yeah,
Keep him at guard and work on him in the offseason, see if he gets better. I mean, there's still a long way to go for this guy to get better. He's right now, but you got him. So use him. And what you could do, I saw the other day when they did a sweep and Radence was pulling and blasted his guy. I'm like, that's what I need to see. I need to see that anger from the offensive line. J.C. Latham, I'm seeing it from him. He's getting his butt whipped a little bit, but it happens.
Yeah.
Every great tackle gets their butt whipped in a game. So don't he was terrible against Houston. Well, yeah, he's playing a hell of a player. He'll get better and do things that will make him better. But I just build around him. When Manning got to the Colts, they had nothing around him. They built around him. And I'm not saying Will Levis anywhere near Peyton Manning, but he's got a hell of an arm and can lead this team down the field. But you got to build around him. And it all starts with draft choices. And you talked about this. Are you confident enough in Rand Carthon and Chad Brinker and the scouts to find these guys and bring them in? I don't know.
I mean, and that's the other thing. The answer is no. The answer is no. I don't trust this group to do this right and fix it. So, that's the other part. And Amy's going to have to make that decision. Does she trust this group to do that? Gamer Greg says, real Titans fans hope you get your wish and get to see him play behind a, quote, good offensive line with another team next year. I am curious. There is just this segment of the fan base that never liked him and they never will like him. Like, they didn't want him. And I'd say a lot of those fans also wear orange. But it's just like, he's here. Give him a chance.
Right, I agree with you.
And look, if the chance is the rest of this year and then you've made your decision, that's fine. I've said let him play the whole year and then make the call. But to me, I think the last 4 games have shown me enough to where if they march him out there in 2025, as long as they have, improved some of these areas that we're talking about, I'm not going to be mad about it.
No, not at all. A friend of mine texted me and says, hey, I know this is not talking about Will Levis, but how many chances do you give a punt returner who keeps fumbling?
Yeah, and he was asked about that yesterday. I mean, look, special teams is terrible. He needs to make a change on that at the end of the year with the coach.
It's not the coach's fault the guy can't catch.
Yeah, it's a lot of things. Yeah, but I mean, like, are they coaching him up right? Are they teaching him what to do?
Catch a punt. How do you coach that upright? Catch the damn ball. Right? Am I missing something on this? Catch the punt.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think there's some coaching aspects there.
Yeah, keep her on the damn ball and catch it. Good. Meeting's over. Go out there. I'm the jugs machine.
You catch the ball. You run with the ball.
Exactly.
Don't drop the ball.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of old school coaches like, yeah, one time you're out of there. I think 2 is the limit now. I'm like, no, they'll work somebody else back in there and see what they could do. I mean, you just can't drop the ball, man. That's your job to do that. Stop dropping the ball.
Don't drop the ball.
Don't.
We don't want balls dropped.
We don't.
Because
you're going to be singing a different tune then after that. So watch out now.
No.
Hey, now.
It looks like
Hey, now.
Jaquan Jackson's been attending too much of Patches O'Houlihan's duck, dodge, dive, dip, and dodge.
Okay.
I'm just saying he can't catch it.
Yeah.
Can't catch a cold.
He cannot. That is. Thank you, Dr. Craig. That
You're
was good
welcome.
analysis. Little dodgeball reference. I like that.
That's well done on that, Dr. Crane.
Andrew from Dover. NWI is Levis' go-to. It needs to be re-signed with his team and build with them too. Also, NWI is 4th in receiving touchdowns this year.
In the league? Holy cow. I'm like in the league. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's beating Traylon Burks out for catching touchdowns. I'm telling you, man, and Derek Mason was one of those guys. He became a little safety valve. You could always rely on him to be open and get a first down. Always. You could.
Yeah.
NWI is the same way, man. Undrafted. So they have an extra gear and a burning desire to make it. And I'm telling you, Drew Bennett was undrafted.
Yeah.
Came with a great camp in 01 and lasted 4 or 5 years here. Although I wish he'd have caught the pass against the Patriots in the playoffs, and Tom Brady's reign would have never happened.
A Vols fan is mad at me for what I just said. Thomas in Hendersonville saying that Vols fans don't like Levis is a weak take. The main reason we don't like him is because we sold what he was in we were sold what he was in college, which is very similar to what he has been in the first several games of this year. Please stop pushing Jared's narrative that Vols fans have some type of vendetta against him simply because he went to Kentucky. You're better than that. I'm not pushing anyone's narrative, okay?
Oh, he dropped the "you're better than that."
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's almost as bad as when your mom says, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. No, here's the thing, Thomas, and thank you for listening. Thank you for weighing in. I'm not pushing Jared's narrative. I have my own opinions, So when somebody has an opinion that's, similar to somebody else's, don't say they're pushing a narrative. For one, that's not what I'm doing.
But we've read the text. We've talked to people. I've
there have
talked to
been
Vol
a
fans.
lot of texts
Yes.
from people that are Vols fans that they don't like him and they haven't liked him since the beginning. Whether it's because he went to Kentucky or because they think he's a bad quarterback, I don't know. I'm just saying there is a correlation there. So you take that for what you want. Like, again, you're entitled to your opinion just like I'm entitled to mine. I don't think that's him not being a Vol is not the only reason people don't like it. They're just people that were like, look, when he was drafted, he wasn't my first choice. It had nothing to do with that he went to Kentucky. It's just I thought there were better quarterbacks. And I wanted CJ Stroud. And they screwed that up because they let it get out that they were trying to trade up to go get CJ Stroud. And Houston beat them to it.
Well, Houston picked before them, right?
They did, but they remember they moved around too, to make it happen. I think it was Arizona. I think the Titans were trying to get him at 3, is what they were, and Houston got wind of it.
And then they got Will Anderson and CJ Stroud back to back.
Right.
And you show exactly how it happens.
Right. So it is what it is.
Titans got Skoronski.
Titans a guard. A guard. They got a guard. There you go. There's
truly better than that.
I know. Sorry, Thomas. Sorry, Joe. Sorry, Dr. Crane. Coming up next, you have some bowl projections.
Yeah, Saturday Down South has come out with these bowl projections, and I love them. And there's one game that I love that Dr. Crane, you too, we need to make a road trip to.
Okay.
I love it. And so we'll all know Sunday when these bowls come out. But I love it, man.
All right, we will do that coming up next, live from the Hogfish Bar and Grill in Key West on Stock Island. It's Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, The Game.
cheeseburger wheat, put a big warm bun and a huge hunk of meat. Cheeseburger.
Little Jimmy Buffett for you, which is very appropriate. Being down here at Hogfish Bar and Grill in Key West on, I almost said Long Island, Stock Island, different island. And I think I'm about to have a cheeseburger in paradise.
I think you are as well. Hey, to our friends back in Nashville, we miss you. We'll be home tonight, back in studio tomorrow. But if you're around looking for something free to do tonight, go down to Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel. A great songwriter night called If This Bar Could Talk. It's free starting at 5:30. If you've not been to Bar Lines, you got to go check them out. Omni Nashville Hotel is wonderful. Bar Lines is wonderful. And tonight, Jeffrey Steele is going to be down there. Jamie Adamson's going to be there. Curtis John, George Shingleton, also all tonight at Bar Lines. If This Bar Could Talk, 5:30, it's free. Songwriters, see some of the best songwriters in Nashville do their thing tonight. Have fun.
Going to be very, very cool. I know the motorcade's going to be lined up for us, when we get off the plane. So looking forward to that.
Yep. So Donaldson Pike traffic around 10:30 tonight. So if you're stuck, like what's going on? We've landed.
It's the
back.
motorcade. It's for us.
We've landed back in town. So watch out now.
We walk out. Hey, where's our limo? Who the hell are you guys?
We didn't ask for this. Oh, man. All right. So Saturday Down South, which I love to follow. They do a great job covering college football. They have their bowl projections out, and they do really well on these each and every year. Music City Bowl. I like this. LSU versus Michigan. But will Michigan fans travel?
LSU, Michigan, where?
Music City Bowl.
I think they would. I think they would. I think that'd be a good draw.
Feeling pretty good after beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
Down here and hang
Yeah,
out.
I think that'd be a good draw.
I'd like, again, Oklahoma, Nebraska, I love to see here, but they're not asking me. The Gasparillo Bowl, and I love this. Vanderbilt versus Memphis.
Ooh. Okay.
Memphis went 10-2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's in Tampa?
Yep, the Gasparillo Bowl.
Oh.
Yep. The Gasparillo,
I'd go to that.
A pirate or something, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd go to that. That'd be a good one.
I think it'd be a great game.
Yeah.
Because you'd see Memphis could say, look at us. And Memphis would have all
Be
the
a
kind
really
of,
good game.
we could play an SEC team, try to beat this SEC team. And Vanderbilt would be like, oh, no, you're not going to do that. We're going to
Yeah.
do what we do best and kind of shut you down and see what goes on. But I think that'd be a fun game.
Yeah, I do too. What else I got?
Liberty Bowl, Oklahoma versus Kansas State.
Yeah.
Gator Bowl, Florida versus Syracuse.
That'd be a good game.
They will travel down
Yeah.
there for that. Texas Bowl, Texas A&M versus Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Be a big disappointment for A&M,
It
right?
would.
After
yeah.
what they've all been out there.
Yeah.
Las Vegas Bowl, Missouri versus Colorado.
Oh, I'd like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you're not going to have a lot of the studs for either team. I'd be curious if any of them play.
Dion said not a single player is going to opt out.
Okay.
That's what he said.
But I bet Missouri they will.
The Relia Quest Bowl, I don't know where that is.
I
Ole
think
Miss.
that's Houston.
Is it Ole Miss versus Iowa? That's a disappointment for Ole Miss after being
Yeah.
so close.
Yeah.
The Citrus Bowl, South Carolina versus Illinois.
Okay.
And those are the ones. Now they got the playoff, and they said Tennessee will host Ohio State, and that Georgia will host Indiana. Notre Dame will host Alabama.
Ooh.
And then Penn State hosts Arizona State in that first game. For Arizona State to go to Happy Valley,
Yeah.
they'll
But
start.
Alabama going to South Bend.
Oh, it's
That'd be
iconic.
awesome.
If Arizona State goes to Happy Valley, they'll be complaining like the Titans did when they went and played Washington because it was cold.
It's chilly.
It's out there. I don't know what I'm going to do. Where's
I have my hand warmers.
my hand
Marcus
warmers?
took him.
Marcus took him. Yeah, that's right. Oh, man.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, that's right. But no, I would go. The Gasparillo Bowl would be,
Ohio
that'd be
State.
fun.
Ohio State and Neyland, though. I mean, honestly, either way, Tennessee going to the shoe or Ohio State going to Neyland, like that would be.
I think the last bowl game they played in was the Citrus Bowl in '95. Eddie George was on that team, and I think the Vols won that like 14-10 or something crazy like that.
Oh, they have played before.
yeah, the bowl game.
I didn't know even know.
And
that.
then allegations were leveled at Ohio State because they had different because it was muddy, nasty field there in Orlando. I think they got the accusations that Ohio State had different cleats, which you were not able to wear, longer
Gotcha.
cleats.
January 1st, 1996.
Yeah, so that was Eddie's last. I remember Bill Duff, former Vol lineman. Tennessee fans, you remember Bill Duff had a hell of a game. He was in the back. He became a wrestler.
Oh,
Bill
really?
Duff, yep. And he's not part of the Duff Brewery either, which he should be. But he had a hell of a game stopping Eddie George. What was the score? 14-10, something.
My computer's moving slow.
That's okay. So are we.
Yeah, we're moving.
It's okay. But they have played before.
20. Excuse me, 20-14, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Eddie just won the Heisman too, and they stopped him. So
I
they've
thi-
played
according
before.
to this site, it's the only time they've ever played.
Might be.
So, yeah,
That'd be
96.
something. But man, rolling into Neyland on the 21st or whatever that day is, Chihuahua would be great.
Yeah, that would be really cool if they could face each other. And obviously, it'd be better at Neyland.
It would be. Hey, again, we want to thank Ocean's Edge, Key West down here for housing the Chase and Big Joe show the last couple of days. I'm telling you what, guys, it is perfect. 175 rooms, 6 saltwater pools, free shuttle to Key West every hour on the hour. It brings you back to as well. Of course, the free kayaking, yoga, paddleboarding, plenty of activities there on site as well. You don't even have to leave the property if you don't want to. And as we've been saying the last couple of days, when you want to take an amazing vacation, but you don't have a passport, Ocean's Edge Key West is where you need to come down here. It is absolutely stunning and beautiful. The staff is amazing. The bar is amazing. The restaurant's amazing. A lot of fun. So we cannot thank Ocean's Edge Key West enough. If you're planning your vacation, look there first, and you will love it.
This is the coolest thing ever.
That's what Joe said when we walked in.
That's right.
That is for sure. Yeah. So just to confirm this, January 1st, 1996 is the only time that Ohio State and Tennessee have played.
Yep.
In
Yep.
football.
Citrus Bowl.
So Peyton Manning versus Eddie George. Is that what that was?
It was not. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
95,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're right. 94, 95. Yeah. I'm thinking like NFL wise. Yes,
Yeah.
you were correct.
And
Joey Kent was there.
Chris was already in the league.
Chris was already killing it as a rookie in the league. Vrabel will be on that team.
Vrabel.
Vrabes.
Would have been on that team.
What's his buddy that coaches Wisconsin? Finkel.
Yeah.
Fickle.
Luke Fickle.
Luke Fickle.
Yeah.
Ray Finkel. Whoever it is is coaching that team.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a team. That was a good Ohio State team.
So Eddie had just won the Heisman.
They just won the Heisman in
Yeah.
95.
Wow. There you go. This piece of history brought to you by the Hogfish Bar and Grill.
I'm useless for most things in my life, but I love my football.
Yeah, that is true. Coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays. It's Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, 1025, 1063, the game. Chasing Big Joe, 1025, 1063 The Game, live at Hogfish Bar and Grill on Stock Island in Key West today, as we have been the last few days, and appreciate them for having us. It's been fun. We'll be back in Nashville tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of Nashville connections here at the Hogfish Bar and Grill down on Stock Island. So many thanks to Bobby for letting us hang out and kind of crash their party. A lot of good people down there, so thank you.
They're open for lunch, and people are here.
They are
Partaking, which we are about to partake.
We
but
are,
first, we must partake in What Day Is It and Celebrity Birthdays.
All right, gentlemen. First on the list, we have Giving Tuesday. So, give something to somebody on Tuesdays. Let's see. International Day of Persons with Disabilities. So there's that. Congrats. Make sure everybody's good with that. Let's see. Let's Hug Day is next. This is a Chase McCabe special.
Love hugs. Love hugs.
Love that. Let's see. Make a Gift Day. Holiday season. Go make a gift. National Green Bean Casserole Day.
Pass.
I love green bean casserole.
Pass on that.
Why? I'll have yours then.
Because, real quick story, I got drunk one night at Sanford, and I came back to my dorm room,
What?
and all I had was green bean and I ate the entire plate, and I was sick for a week after that. It's my fault,
That's your own fault.
but green bean casserole played a part in me being sick.
I don't think so.
Yes, it did.
Okay. Interesting. National Peppermint Latte Day. You can wrap that up with your green bean casserole.
Oh, God.
Let's see. National Roof Over Your Head Day. Always great
Amen.
for that. World Trick Shot Day. And to wrap it up, we have National Apple Pie Day.
Oh, love apple pie.
A lot of pie.
So good. Dr. Crane, can Nani make us an apple pie?
Maybe. I mean, she makes pretty good peach cobbler.
Okay.
I know
I
you
do
didn't
like
ask for
peach
that,
cobbler.
but yeah, maybe apple pie. I mean, I know
Yeah.
my neighbor's a big pie guy. Don, he's a good pie guy. So
Bet he is.
Yeah.
I bet he really is.
so that's all we got. But yeah,
Well,
celebrity
we don't
birthdays.
care about your neighbor. We care about Nani.
We love that.
Nani's good. Yeah, she makes tiramisu pretty darn good.
Well, good. Then I can't wait to have some of that. Thank you very much. All right, time for celebrity birthdays. You got to get these within 2 years, everybody. It's America's favorite game we love to play. Our first birthday today, Ozzy Osbourne. How old is Ozzy Osbourne?
Sharon! The Oz Man is 77.
73.
He is 76. Chasers up 1-0. The actress, Daryl Hannah. She was in the movie with Tom Hanks, and she played the mermaid. I can't remember the name of the movie right now.
52.
58.
64. Daryl Hannah. Hannah's a palindrome. You know that?
Frontwards and backwards.
Actress Julianne Moore. Today's her birthday.
Julianne Moore, 43.
48.
64.
Really?
Damn. Actor Brendan Fraser. Oscar winner actor Brendan Fraser.
He was in Titanic.
Huh?
He was in Titanic. He was.
What did he play in Titanic?
Oh, no, never mind. I'm thinking of somebody else. Never mind. That's my bad. 55.
61.
56. Chase rebounded well on that
I
one.
did.
Up
Yeah,
2
he
to
was not
nothing.
in Titanic.
On that.
Thinking of Billy Zane or Billy.
Billy Zane.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Today's not his birthday, but if you want it to be. Actress Anna Chomsky.
Excuse you?
Chomsky. She was in that movie where she got stung by a bee and died with Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, My Girl?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he died.
He died. Yeah. Where she worked in a funeral home or her dad did or something.
Yeah, they were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, My Girl. It's a good movie. Oh.
Did you say so?
She is 42.
43.
43 exactly. We're tied at 2. She was also on Veep, which is
Oh,
a very funny
okay.
show. She was the assistant. I don't know her
Deep
there.
View.
Go down some more here. All right, we'll get to the good stuff here. Lead singer of Jefferson Starship, Mickey Thomas.
Mickey Thomas, 72.
65.
75. Singer Montel Jordan. "Mom, this is how we do it.
59.
60.
56. Tied at 2. It's not a good game, but we got a little battle going here. Oh, actor Brian Bonsall, Star Trek: The New Generation, also in Family Ties. Who was he in Star Trek? You're a big
The
Star
Next Generation?
You're a big Star Trek nerd. Wasn't he in? He was not in Stand By Me. Brian Bonsall. Maybe he was. No, it wasn't him.
I don't know that name. I'd have to look him up. I'm going to say 73.
72.
43.
Oh, okay.
Singer-songwriter Andy Grammer. Wonder if he gets corrected on his grammar.
I
Shut
knew you were
up.
going to say that. You shut up. 57.
48.
41. Tied at 2, man. We got to get better at this. All right, we got 3 birthdays left. IndyCar driver Rick Mears. How old is Rick Mears?
68.
49.
73. Olympic gold medal skater Katarina Witt. She won in 84 and 88.
57.
65.
59. Chase up 3-2. Last birthday. Former Major League pitcher. I think he does Braves games now. Paul Bird.
He did.
He did. Paul Bird.
Birdie, as he's referred to,
gosh,
is
shut
44.
47.
Ooh, Dr. Crane. He's 54. He did not win. Chaser wins 3-2.
That'll do it.
Congrats.
Proud
Hey,
of yourself, Chase.
thank
You
you.
should be.
Thank you very much. Thanks to Hogfish Bar and Grill for having us the last couple of days.
It's been so great. And Ocean's Edge, Key West, thank you too. And to the great people we met down here, a lot of Nashville connections. We appreciate you. Look, as we every show, and we mean this with all our hearts, our guys out there, if you are struggling, we say it all the time, on your cell phone, you can dial 988 or you can text 988. But please talk to somebody. If you're going through anything at all, please talk to somebody and reach out and know that we're here for you. And look, we tell you all the time, your journey is your journey. It's a beautiful journey. And if something happened to you, I'm telling you right now, if something happened to you or you did something, you'd be tremendously missed. Don't let that happen, okay? Know that we tremendously love you. Not only do we love you, but more importantly, God loves you. So thank you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD.